I got bad news, guys. Christmas is over. I'm sorry, it's over. I'm going to have to bring down the tree soon. It's over. But before Christmas is fully over, I wanted to talk about this. The Doctor Who Advent Calendar from Herocollector, which I bought with my own money and have been opening on YouTube Shorts throughout the whole of December. And now I wanted to talk about whether or not it was worth that money. The Doctor Who Advent Calendar from Herocollector, available exclusively from their website, I believe, although you might have been able to get it on Amazon, but either way, from Herocollector, was not cheap. It was the most expensive Advent Calendar I have ever bought in my life by about 5 times. And the second most expensive was one of those Lego ones you can get, and that was only a one-off as well. Between £100 and £110 this cost, depending on when you bought it. If you ordered it as soon as pre-orders opened, like I did, it cost you £100. A bit later on, they bumped up the price to £110. But either way, it's an expensive Advent Calendar. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful Advent Calendar with it's just a fantastic design. It's got these great drawers in. But the thing is, what I want to talk about today is what you get in it worth the money? But the thing is, there's not just one way to look at this. There is the obvious price comparison. Now, a lot of the stuff in this is exclusive to this calendar. You can't get it anywhere else, which doesn't make a comparison on price easy. But I've done the best I can. I've gone through and found where the items aren't available to buy separately. I've gone through and worked out or found on Amazon or somewhere else something roughly equivalent, made out of the same materials, the same sort of rough same item. If there is something that is very similar and Doctor Who related, I would use that. But if there wasn't anything that was Doctor Who related, I would use something else. And I've come up with a rough price for each item of what it might cost to buy separately in the shop. So we can do a one-to-one comparison based on that as to whether it would cost more to buy all of these items in the shop, or are you getting a good deal? And if you want all of these items, is it cheaper to buy the Advent Calendar? We can do that. That's the kind of objective assessment on the Advent Calendar, but there's also a couple of subjective ones that we might want to consider too. First of all, would you have bought everything in this Advent Calendar had it not come in this Advent Calendar? Probably not. So you can make your own choices of what you would have bought, but I'm going to go through and pick out the things that I probably would have bought if I'd seen them in the shop separately. If I'd wandered into Forbidden Planet and seen them, I'm going to pick out those and do a cost assessment on those to see if it was worth it. Then, finally, even though I might not have bought everything in this Advent Calendar, there is a lot of it that I wouldn't have bought myself, but that I was pleased to get, and that I will use around my house, in various other places, that I will make use of and that I'm glad I got. So the third assessment is the price of all of those things plus the things that I actually would have bought myself, and is it worth it for that? Those are the 3 sort of assessments I will be making in this video. So if you want to find out all of that, stay tuned. And don't forget to let me know if you bought this Advent Calendar, what you thought of it. Do you think it was good value for money? Let me know all of that in the comments below as well. There is, of course, one other thing we need to remember with a calendar like this, that the items in it are part of the value, but there is also other value in the Advent Calendar as well. First of all, the box itself. It is a beautiful box. It is a reusable Advent Calendar. I could bring this out every year, give it to my wife and say, hey, can you fill it with goodies for me? Or chocolates or sweets or whatever you want, and I could just reuse this every year. So the box itself, the Advent Calendar itself, has a reusable value. I don't know what to place that as a monetary value, but it certainly has value there. Also, the experience of opening it every day in December is worth something by itself. There's excitement there. There's a thrill of finding out what you're going to get if you don't know what's going to be in it. That itself is also worth something, but it's not something you can necessarily put a monetary value on. So you might want to consider, if you're looking at this for maybe next year, if they do it again, that is a factor, and it's not just about the cold hard cash transaction and weighing up what the physical items would have cost. So this is by no means a completely objective assessment. You're going to have to make your own judgments on a lot of things, but hopefully with the information I can provide in this video, that will help you decide if this is something you might want to invest in next year if they do it again. But let's start with the most objective thing. Let's go through item by item and roughly what I think they would have cost had you bought them individually. So on the 1st of December, the first item we got in this advent calendar was the Dalek metal bottle opener. This is a flat bottle opener. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's got a Dalek design, the Dalek Emperor in this instance. Now, they don't sell this individually from this particular version, but I did manage to find a Dalek bottle opener, a standard Dalek, and one could argue a more detailed Dalek, and also a keyring on Amazon for £8.99. So that's the price I'm going to use for this item. It's potentially a little bit generous even, but this is the closest equivalent I could find actually for sale. Now this is an item that I would indeed probably have bought had I wandered into a shop and saw it. I don't drink much wine or need many bottle openers that often, but it's always good to have one in the drawer, and why not have a Dalek one? Next, we've got the Gravity Tester Yo-Yo. Again, I couldn't find any Doctor Who yo-yos for sale anywhere that were similar enough to this. So what I've gone for is I've looked for a yo-yo that's the basic sort of plastic, very simplistic yo-yo, and how much that would cost. And I found this company where you can get them on promotions, and they are 41 pence per yo-yo. Now, granted, the Gravity Yo-Yo has some printing on it, which this does not, but I think this is probably the closest we're going to get. So let's call this worth 41 pence. I'm not a big yo-yo fan myself. I mean, they're fun for a little while, but it's not something that I would probably have bought myself. It's probably not something I would use myself now either, other than the couple of minutes of enjoyment I had when I first tried it out after getting it. Next, we have the Santa Robot Pin Badge. Now, there are a lot of pin badges in this advent calendar, which is understandable because Herocollector do a lot of pin badges. Some of these are for sale on their website, some of them aren't, but either way, pretty much all their pin badges are the same price, £5.99. Now, while I personally probably wouldn't have bought this had I wandered into a shop, it is something that I'm going to keep hold of along with the rest of the pin badges, because I do like using pin badges when an appropriate time comes up, maybe in a video talking about the topic that the pin badge is related to or something like that, or going to an event. So I will keep hold of it and I will use it, but it's not something that I would have gone out of my way to buy myself. On the 4th of December, the advent calendar gave us this chibi style sew-on badge of a Cyberman head. Now, this was a bit more difficult to come up with a price of. This particular one isn't available anywhere else other than via this advent calendar. Having a look on Amazon, there are quite a lot of sew-on badges that are in a Doctor Who designs, and the price varies massively from £2 to about £8. But I would say, looking on the page as a whole and other geeky sort of sew-on badges there are, I'm going to go with the majority being around about £3. So I'm going to call this a value of £3 for this particular badge. It is not something that I would buy myself. I have nothing that I want to particularly sew a badge onto, so I wouldn't have bought it, and I probably won't use it either. Next is the Gallifrey Tea Towel, which, sorry you can't see it very well in the video here, but it is a lovely design. I do enjoy it. I will probably use it, but it's not something that I would have gone out to buy myself. Now, I couldn't find any Doctor Who tea towels for sale anywhere, so individually at least. What I have found is on the Herocollector website, they do a cookie cutter set, which includes some cookie cutter cutout press things. What are they called? Whatever they're called, cookie cutter press things. But also it has a tea towel in the set. Now the whole set is £16.99. You get 4 small cookie cutter presses in that and a tea towel. So I think given the overall price of that and the size of the plastic bits in it, I'm going to guesstimate here that the tea towel is the equivalent of about £5 in that set, out of that £16.99. Now next is possibly one of my favourite items in this calendar. It is the Tardis Key Keychain, and this is already on a pair of keys for me. Now this would have been an instant buy had I seen it in Forbidden Planet or any other shop. I keep saying this is not sponsored by Forbidden Planet, but had I seen it in a shop, I would have instantly bought this. So this is a definite good one to get. Looking on Amazon, or in fact looking on Forbidden Planet even, they do sell one for £9.99. very similar. It's a keychain in the same shape. Obviously, I haven't seen the physical product, can't compare the quality, but let's say this keychain is worth £9.99. Next, we've got what I thought when it came out was a cookie cutter, but it's actually apparently a sandwich cutter to cut your sandwiches into the shape of a TARDIS. Now, this is something that I might have bought myself. Yes, I think I would. I would have bought myself this as part of a set, probably, which Eaglemoss do. We've talked about a cookie cutter set before. Though they don't do this exact mold, they do similar things. And I probably would have bought one of those. So, again, taking the whole set, scaling it down based on the size of the cutter and how many items you would get in the set, I'm going to call this one about £5 as well. Then we've got a glasses bag. Need somewhere to store your glasses so they don't get scratched. Well, why not use this glasses bag where you can put your glasses and it's got lots of pictures of the Doctor in glasses on it. Why not? It's probably not something I would have bought myself had I seen it. Although I don't wear glasses anymore since having laser eye surgery. I do still wear sunglasses and I do still need somewhere to put those, but they kind of have bags already. I'm not that fussed about them having a Doctor Who bag. However, now that I've got it, I will definitely use it. So it's one of those ones where it's a nice thing to get, I will use it, but I probably wouldn't have bought it myself. I couldn't find any Doctor Who glasses pouches on any particular website, especially not Amazon, but I did find just sort of plain ones, so I'm going to take the value of those for this one, which was £3.29. On the 9th day of Christmas, or the 9th day of Advent at least, we got a Doctor Who magnet in the kind of, it's acrylic and got a kind of chibi design on it of the Doctor in her goggles and a little phrase as well. I'm very particular with my magnets on my fridge. My wife will tell you that I don't like anything too garish. I prefer things that are shaped rather than, rectangles. I prefer things that are metal or wood or something else like that. Like I do have the TARDIS ones on my thing. They're shaped. They are plastic or rubber, but they're okay. But I probably would not have bought and will not use this particular magnet. This particular magnet is not available for sale anywhere individually as far as I can tell, so I've gone to the Forbidden Planet website for this one where they do sell a load of magnets. Their magnets aren't acrylic as far as I know. I think they might be metal. I don't know if that makes them worth more or less, but I'm going to take the price of those as the basis for this anyway, which is £3.99. Another pin badge next, one of the evil snowmen from the Snowman. And again, £5.99. It's something that I probably wouldn't have bought myself, but will use. Then there's the Doctor Who playing cards. Now, this is definitely something I would have bought myself. I got a whole games cupboard and, who doesn't need a fresh pack of cards with your favourite designs on? So I would have bought this had I seen it in a shop. Forbidden Planet sell Doctor Who playing cards with different designs on. This is a unique design to this set, but Forbidden Planet do sell Doctor Who playing cards, so I've taken the price of those ones as the basis of this, and that is £5.99. Next, we've got the Starship Titanic Travel Pass. I used to commute quite a lot before, the current world situation, so I used travel passes all the time, and every so often they would wear out and I would need a new one, so I do buy Doctor Who based travel passes quite a lot. I don't know if I would have bought this particular design of one though, but now that I've got it, next when I do start commuting again, I will use it. Forbidden Planet do their own Doctor Who travel passes and they are all £3.99, so I have taken that price as the worth of this one. A Weeping Angel bottle stopper is next to put in your wine. As I said earlier, I don't drink an awful amount of wine. I had a look on Amazon, there's not obviously this one exactly. I think the top might be made of pewter or something. That type of metal construction. There was nothing on a one-to-one basis. I had a look at some other geeky type ones, but they had a different ending. What I have found is this snowflake one, which has a very similar construction type and has a shape on the top. So I figured that would be a good gauge of what this one was worth if you bought it brand new. And this one is £5.99 on Amazon, so that is the price I'm putting towards this Angel bottle stopper. As I said, I don't drink a massive amount of wine myself, so I won't use it a massive amount, but I will keep it in the drawer for the odd occasion we do have a bottle of wine open. But I probably would not have gone out and bought it myself. Next, we've got another one of my favourite items in the whole collection, the Tardis luggage tag, which has gone straight on my suitcase, despite the fact that I'm unlikely to be going abroad on holiday anytime soon. You know, world situation and all that. But it is a really good design. It is definitely something I would have snapped up had I seen it in a shop, and I will definitely be using it at some point next time. I don't know, I've stuck it on my suitcase anyway, even if I go somewhere just in the car for a holiday in the UK, where you don't technically need luggage tags, I'm still going to write my name and address on it just to be absolutely 100% sure and to get some use out of it. Now, I couldn't find a one-to-one, like this isn't for sale itself, and there wasn't anything that was Doctor Who related that was very similar, but I did find this Volkswagen camper van one, which looks like it's made out of the same sort of rubbery material, same sort of molded top with detail on it, and is roughly the same size, so I'm going with that one, which is currently £4.74 on Amazon. Now, I'm always in need of some socks, so these Dalek ones were very much appreciated when they came in my advent calendar. These are actually for sale as separate items on the Herocollector website, so we've got an exact definite price for these ones, which is £4.99. I would have bought them had I seen them in the shops, and I will be using them. Another pin badge next, the Doctor in his Edwardian garb, again from the Snowman. That's another £5.99. Now next is a laptop sticker, you know, the one kind of thing you'd put over the logo of the lid of your laptop, so to cover up that Apple logo, or in my case the Dell logo, if I wanted to use it. This was difficult to come up with a rough price for. I did find this whole massive collection of Doctor Who stickers, 50 stickers that you get in this pack for on Amazon, £15. So £15 divided by 50 equals roughly 29 pence a sticker. So that is the value I am putting on this. This is the cheapest item in the advent calendar. I would not have bought it, and I probably won't be using it either. I don't generally stick stickers on my laptop or many other places, and frankly, I'm not that keen on this design anyway. Next, we've got the Tardis Mutant bookmark. Now, if you watch my daily YouTube shorts while I was opening this in December, you will know that I did not realise this was a bookmark when I first got it. It's a bit of a strange design. I wasn't sure how it would work. However, I have now tried to use it in the book, and it did kind of leave a annoying mark in the pages. So this is one that I will not be using. I thought initially that I might keep it and use it, but actually, in retrospect, having tried it out, I'm not going to now. Now, I couldn't find a metal bookmark that was Doctor Who, and I couldn't even find one that had this same kind of just one slit design either, but I have found this shark metal bookmark, so I'm going with that for the price, which is £5.99. Next is a Dalek Emperor black and white print. Now, they do prints on the Eaglemoss website. They are bigger than this though, about roughly twice the size, so they tend to be £30. So given that this is roughly half the size, I'm going to go roughly half the price and say that this is worth £15. However, I don't know if I should take off more for it being black and white really, as opposed to the colour ones you get on the website, but for now I'm not going to. It's just easier that way. It's not something that I particularly would have bought. Not that I never buy art prints. I've got some lovely ones by Stuart Manning up on my wall, but I don't buy them often, and I don't think I would have bought this one in particular. Another pin badge, 13th Doctor in her workshop goggles. That's another £5.99. Now, the Centaurion egg cup holder was a bit of a nice surprise, actually. I had known that I was going to be getting an egg cup holder, Centaurion egg cup holder, because of the promotional images. What I didn't realise is that it was going to be actually ceramic and not just plastic. I thought it was going to be a cheap plastic thing. It's actually a pretty solidly built ceramic egg cup holder. I have not yet tried to put an egg in it, so I don't know how well it holds the egg. I would not have bought this myself had I seen it in the shops. It's a bit too kitsch for my liking. Whether or not I will keep it and use it, I am still undecided. It might end up going in a bit of a giveaway a bit later on in the year. It's not the kind of thing, it's not the kind of kitchen accessory I like. Tend to be more minimalized stuff, but you know, I appreciate the solidness of this. It was difficult to find something to compare this to price-wise. I wanted something that A, was ceramic, and B, was molded into a unique shape, to give us an idea of the price. I found this pack of 4 soldier egg cup holders, and they were £20 for the pack of 4, making them £5 each, so I've taken that as the price. Next is another one of my favourites, a K9 Christmas decoration. 3D modelled, a complete little tiny K9 to hang on your Christmas tree. I love this, it went straight on my Christmas tree. I absolutely would have bought this had I seen it in the shops, and I will be keeping it and putting it on the Christmas tree every year. This is an exclusive, so I couldn't find a one-to-one for it. I did find a K9 Christmas decoration, however it's just a flat metal silhouette style cutout, so not really the same. That was £6.99. It is made out of metal, but not anywhere near on the same type of scale as this one. So this is probably the one I'm guessing at most. I'm going to add a few more pound onto it, factoring in how much I used to paying for Christmas decorations at garden centres and things like that. I'm going to call this £10, which actually makes it one of the most expensive items on this list. The box on the 23rd bought me yet another pin badge, a Heavenly Host from Voyage of the Damned. That's another £5.99 to add on to the value. And finally, we get this coaster set. 4 coasters to put your mugs on. I was kind of actually hoping for a mug, given the size of the box for number 24, but we got a coaster set instead. It's not the kind of thing that I would buy myself. It wouldn't go in with the decor of my house, so I probably wouldn't want these coasters scattered around personally, but that is a personal choice of mine. Looking on Amazon, you can buy Doctor Who coaster sets with 4 coasters for £9.99, so that is what I am putting the price of these at, although I should say you do get a nice tin with these ones as well. So by my estimations, that brings a retail value of everything in the set to £142.90. So there you go, that's everything that I got, the 24 items that I got, and as you can see from the price comparison, yeah, they are worth more than I paid for the thing, based on my estimations anyway. About £30 to £40 more depending on which price you paid for the advent calendars. So if you paid the £100 price, you're getting basically £40 worth of stuff extra. If you paid the £110 price, you're getting £30 more. So on a strictly everything compared to the price you might have paid for it if it was available elsewhere, and there is a bit of guesswork in that, admittedly, I think absolutely, yeah, it is worth it. But, as I said, I wouldn't have bought all of this stuff in the shops had I seen it. There's some things in here I won't even use. So, let's do the other 2 comparisons. First of all, what would I have bought myself if I had wandered into somewhere like Forbidden Planet and seen it? And how much would that stuff come to in comparison to the price of the actual advent calendar? So these are the items that I would have bought myself anyway at some point had I seen them in the shops, and they come to an estimated retail value of £49.80. So on a strict basis of would this save me money based on the things I would have probably bought anyway had I seen them in the shops, no it wouldn't. However, there are other items in this which I may not have bought myself had I seen them in the shops, but that I will use and actually I appreciate getting. That is, after all, part of the fun of getting an advent calendar like this. It's the surprise of getting things you might never have thought of getting yourself, and there are certainly items like that in here that I would never have bought myself, but I'm actually happy that I got and I will use. So let's look at the comparison, and again, this is just personal for me, it will be different for you, there will be different items, but for me, which of these items, if I add them into the ones I would have bought anyway, am I glad I got, and is that worth the money? That comes to just over £110, so equal to what I paid for it. I may not be saving money, but I am at least coming equal on the things I would use. So having added those items in and the cost, a rough estimate cost of those items as individual items, yes, this advent calendar roughly equals about the price I paid for it, depending on, again, which price you paid for it, but roughly about the same. So it's certainly not saving me money, but it's it's not a bad deal, and I'm getting a few nice surprises in there as well. So on that criteria, I would say it's worth it. Add on to the actual value of the items, of course, as well. As I said, you've got the value of the box itself, which you can reuse as an advent calendar you fill yourself in future years, plus the experience of opening the calendar. Part of buying an advent calendar isn't just what you get inside and the value of what you get inside, it's the fun of opening something every day. So add that in as well. Plus for me personally, obviously I did 24 YouTube Shorts videos out of it as well, so that adds a bit of value for me personally. So overall, I am not at all concerned that I spent this money on this. It was a worthwhile investment for me personally. Obviously, whether or not you want to buy this in the future, if they do it again, you maybe want to do your own calculations. You can use the figures that I provided for what each item might have cost to see whether or not it was worth it for you. How many of these items would you have wanted to get? And let me know in the comments below if you think this is worth it for you. Would you buy one in the future? Did you buy one this year? Are you happy? Are you sad about it? Let me know all of that in the comments below. And if this video has been useful to you at all, please do consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already. I will be back for more Doctor Who videos soon. And in the meantime, I'm going to go in and enjoy, so I'm going to wear the socks and put the luggage tag and find homes for the things of these that I want to keep, basically. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.